All right, Pete. Apple, Microsoft, Google, they kick it all off tomorrow. You've got GDP later on. You've got the Fed meeting this week. How much is riding on what we will learn?
Yeah, it's a monster week. And as we talked about last Friday, Scott, when I was on with you, we were talking about what am I looking at most that I think is the most influential of that group? I think it's Apple because of the diversification of what Apple is and what Tim Cook has created there. Because of the fact that they've got the services, they've got the wearables, obviously they've got the phone, but we've also going to have to navigate a little bit through what's going on with China and how is the relationship going there. There's a lot of different things, not with Apple, but the U.S. and China, and obviously the influence that could be going forward as well. So there's a lot of different things to unpack here when we're looking at all of these earnings. I think Microsoft is crushing it still, especially when I look at what they're doing with Azure, and they're stealing market share, not necessarily always from Amazon, but from some of the other players. So I think this is going to be a monstrous week, and obviously I think Apple is the one that's going to stir this whole thing up. I think it's amazing just to see what strength that they've had in previous quarters. Can they keep that up? I think they can. I think they're going to put up a big number.
All right, Brenda, you got Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Alphabet, all in your book. Even though you're underweight tech, which is worth noting versus the benchmark, nonetheless, these stocks have had a really nice run into these prints now. Apple over a month is up 12.5%, right? That stock's been back near a new high. Microsoft, new high. Amazon's been at a high. Google hitting another new record high today. Facebook's up 9%. So it's been a nice run into the number. That raises the bar, though, doesn't it?
I think it does. And these stocks had really lagged prior to mid-June. And as we know now, as you just mentioned, they've had a really nice move higher more recently. So I think expectations are high going to these numbers, especially after such a tremendous first quarter for many of these companies. But I think, it's important not to lump them all together. I think they each have their own individual story. And just use Amazon as example. I mean, that is one where if we hear more about ad spending and how that could really contribute to their business model and profitability, that's a little bit of a game changer for that company. So I think, there are individual stories here to pay attention to, but I think as a group, we've seen an awfully nice move higher. And we do think there are opportunities elsewhere outside of tech. In a lot of areas, especially within healthcare, there are many names that have really lagged this year and still have very attractive valuations.